Yesterday we talked about comparing decimals, and today we're going to move on to adding and subtracting decimals. And they're really not very hard, but I have found some people have a little bit of trouble with this whole lining up the decimals thing. And that's really what we'll spend most of our time talking about. So the steps are really simple. Line the decimals up, add some zeros to make them all the same length, bring down the decimal into the answer, and then add or subtract like normal. You can kind of ignore the decimal once you put it in your answer. That's the great thing about decimal operations, is that usually you can ignore the decimal until you get done. Okay, so I have some examples here, and we're going to work these together. Now, I know the space on your foldable may be a little bit small, and if it is a little too small for you, you're welcome to write this on the back of page 7 if you don't actually have room. So we're going to work all 4 of these pretty much together and talk about them as we go. So I want to start with the first problem. The first problem says 0.5 or 5/10 plus what?
4.
4. That's 4 wholes, right? Not 0.4, not 4/10, not 4 anything else. It's 4 wholes. So one of the biggest things that I have encountered is that people have a lot of trouble knowing what to do with the decimal when you have a number that doesn't have a decimal written on it. And I bet if I asked you, you would tell me when you don't see the decimal, it is... It's at the end or behind, right? That's probably what you've heard. But here's the problem. I have people who tell me that, and then they still work these kind of problems wrong. Because the number 4 doesn't have a decimal in it. We don't, not that we see anyways. There is a decimal, but not that we see. So I'm going to tell you, this is the first time I've taught it this way, because this is what Ms. Parkerson does. And so I'm going to go with it. It seemed to work pretty well 3rd period. I didn't have anyone make the mistake that's very common. So I'm going to tell you this. When you don't see the decimal, it is at the end. It is behind the number. So it looks like this. For number 1, we have 0.5. And the decimal for the number 4 is behind it, right there. So here's how she tells her classes to remember it. It's a little gross. Are you ready? Because it's a little gross. I haven't done it in the past because it's a little gross. But, so the decimal is behind it because you can think of it like poop. Poop falls in front of you. It falls behind you. I know you're like, ew. But you will remember it now. So just remember that the decimal is like poop. It falls behind. Okay? So the decimal is like poop. It falls behind. So we know that the decimal on that number 4 that we don't see is behind it, right? Because poop falls behind it. All right. So let's line up the decimal because that's the first step. So we write 0.5 and then 4 point, and we're going to have to add zeros to make it the same length. So it's going to look like that. So this is what you should have on your paper for number 1. And then since it's an addition problem, we're going to put an add sign right here. And then we're going to add it. So 5 plus 0 is 5. Bring down the decimal straight into the answer. 4 plus 0 is 4. So the answer is 4.5. In the past, here's what I've seen. People, I would give them this problem right here, and they would write this. Okay, do you see why this is a problem? Because they're saying that the decimal's right here, because we have to line up our decimal. Oh, sorry, it's not working. There. We have to line up our decimal, so what they're really saying is that the decimal's in front. But does poop ever fall frontwards? It falls behind. So this is incorrect. Good. All right, let's do number 2 together. So we have 1.25 plus 0.2. Line up the decimal. Okay, and then we got to make them the same length. So we're going to put our 0 there because they're got to be the same length so we can add them. And then we're going to add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 2 is 4. Bring down the decimal. 1 plus 0 is 1. So the answer to number 2 is 1.45 or 1 and 45 hundredths. Very good. All right, so let's move on to number 3. Everybody write number 3 on your paper the way that you think it should go. Just write it for a second. I'm going to write it up here in just a second, but I want to see if you will write it correctly. Remember, the 402 does not have a decimal, so the decimal is behind because it falls behind. There we go. So did you line it up like that? Okay, good. That's what it should look like because we have to line up the decimals. And then we just need to make everything the same length. So we'll go 0, 0, 0. So they're all the same length. And then we just add. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Put our decimal into the answer. 4 plus 0 is 2. 0 and 4. So our answer is 402 and 3. Anybody know what that is?
3,000.
Good. 3 thousandths. Very good. Okay. Let's do the last one. So we have 25. Where's the decimal?
At the end.
It's at the end because it falls behind. Okay. And this one is subtracting. So we put 1.25. Now a few of you will do this. A few of you will do that. What happened? Why is this wrong?
Because it's subtracted.
Okay, because they didn't do what? They didn't, well, they didn't add zeros, and after that they had to borrow. They had to borrow, right? So a few people will give me this as an answer. Be careful, that's not correct. You have to add those zeros. So let's go back in and fix that. So we're going to put 0, oops, that's not right. Going to put 0, 0 right there, and now we have to borrow. So we borrow from the 5 and we make it a 4. We borrow from the 0 and make it a 10, but we have to borrow from it again. I'm sorry, we didn't borrow from the 0, but now we did. And the last one is a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. Decimal, 4 minus 1 is, and then 2 minus 0 is nothing. It's 2, not nothing.